Hello everybody and welcome back to this week's new video. In today's video, I'm going to be reading 3 books on my physical TBR by Asian authors. It is still AAPI Heritage Month. The 3 books that I'll be reading are One and Only by Maureen Gu. This is her adult debut novel, a romance. Also got Double Happiness by Heather Eng, which Tiny Reparations Books sent to me an early copy because it is already out now. And lastly, I have Bad Asians by Lillian Lee. So let's head straight into the vlog portion to see my thoughts. The first book I'm actually starting because it's overdue. Oh, big surprise. You were leaning. It is One and Only by Maureen Gu. I've read other books by Maureen Gu. I've really enjoyed her book Throwback, but they've all been YA, and this is her debut adult novel. First of all, I read so much yesterday. What I can achieve when I don't fall asleep on the train. Yeah, let's see. Storygraph is telling me I'm 47% of the way through this book, so I'm really eating up. I literally was like kicking my feet, giggling on the subway. Okay, so cute. It's giving wish we love to see, because it has been a trying year for me, y'all. I haven't had any at the point that I'm filming this, which you don't know when it is, but I've only had one. So this book is following Miss Cassia Park, and she believes in soulmates. She works at her family's company, matchmaking company. They use this really ancient, centuries-old tradition of face reading, kind of like palm reading, to be able to see into your past lives and find your one and only. And maybe you might have multiple soulmates, but they have a 100% guarantee where the person that they find for you will be your last ultimate soulmate. Our character Cassia is actually now 40, and she has known who her fated is for about 10 years and has yet to find him. So casually before her 40th birthday, hooks up with a man younger than her, like 11 years younger than her, has this real fling, and then discovers that her fated is actually this fling's boss. So it's sort of like this love triangle, possibly because she has all of these feelings for Ellis, but like knows that Daniel is her fated, and so she's struggling with that. It's so cute so far. First of all, I already like low-key have a cast for this. Automatically, who I thought of for Ellis, who is about 28 years old, he's half white and half Jewish. Hudson Williams, so hot, right? He's supposed to be like the younger guy. Don't look at that pile. Oh my god. This younger, sexy guy, and he's just so carefree. He kind of just goes where the wind blows him, as he says, which is not great for a 40-year-old, but just like super hot and a really fun time, okay? And he's like mature, but is he mature enough for a 40-year-old? Low-key, when I was originally thinking of Daniel, he's not half, but I did think Henry Golding, but someone more like not half. And for women, I kind of did think Gemma Chan, but I feel like she just looks too fancy, you know, ethereal. I just knew immediately Hudson Williams, because she's so like, her and her friend Marcella, her best friend, are both like, oh my god, he's so young and yummy, this is gonna be so fun. But then suddenly she's like, wait, can I see a future with him? Because obviously she's 40, she has frozen her eggs, but she's thinking about her future. She only wants kids with her fated because of what happened with her mother. Circumstances in her life just kind of keep bringing Ellis up, and everything with him is so easy and smooth, but it is also with Daniel. But it seems that life kind of keeps bringing her and Ellis together so far, so I'm having a really difficult time choosing, and I feel like this love triangle situation is a little bit YA, but what can I tell you? I'm eating this shit up. Oh my god, it's so cute. And if I could finish it today, that'd be amazing, but like 50% of the book, am I being realistic? But it's so good. I just want to keep reading it. I am decompressing after work. I am watching Japanese variety, but I did come home and like immediately finish One and Only. I don't know if you could tell by my reaction what my rating is going to be, but this is like obviously 5 stars. I'm gonna go buy this tomorrow at the bookstore. I'm going to watch a movie and I'm gonna buy it because how can I not? The whole time I was literally biggest smile on my face on the subway reading this. The whole time I didn't even care who was looking at me. I was just having such a good time with this. And I think I'm going Hudson Williams, Greta Lee. How could I forget about her? Greta Lee. I want to find like a sexy British Korean man. I'm sure that there's like an actor that is not super well known to me. He's out there. There was a part where Ellis literally had me like screaming because he was so cute. Okay, page 238. Everybody flip there. They're at a wedding. It's for someone at the firm and Cass is Daniel's date and obviously Ellis is there because he works at this firm. Everyone wants to party and so they're all drinking and they want to do shots. Everyone gets like handed this shot and I'm very much Cass in this case because I'm very particular about what kind of shots that I take. I have very specific types of liquor that I cannot take and in this case for her it's mezcal, which agree, I can't do mezcal. She's reaching for it really slowly because she doesn't want to do it. Then Ellis, out of nowhere, he's watching her. He downs it really quickly and gives her the empty one. I love that. I love that. That's a sign of love because the double shot, that's love. Someone's done that for me. Coda and other men in my life have done this for me and I so appreciate that because it makes her feel seen in a situation where everyone is like having such a good time and it's such like a small thing, but it's so like, oh, he knew, he cares. And I love that. If you couldn't tell, yeah, I'm Team Alice. I believe in soulmates and I think that you can have multiple, platonic or romantic. I think it was really hard for her, Cass at least, because there was this immense pressure from her family to be with her fated, especially because of the history with her mother and father. Because she was the only one that like didn't have anybody in her family, she felt a lot of pressure also on top of that, not just biologically to have children, but to also feel like with this being a family business that she couldn't really have this future without her fated, especially in a matchmaking business where this is like everyone is looking at them for true love, you know? And she really believes in true love. Like that's literally her whole business and she believes in what she does. She has this power like a shaman. It was really hard for her to like grapple with knowing that Daniel was her fated, but she still had these feelings for this fling that she really just found on a whim. Is he really her fated? I really did wish though, knowing that though Daniel was her fated, maybe the emotions that she was having for Ellis, was there any sort of like past, because you find your fated through your past loves. You're with that soulmate because you're like meant to be, you have found each other in every other lifetime. But maybe if there's multiple soulmates, in other lifetimes you've been with this other person. I thought that was really interesting and I really liked the last chapter. I didn't think it was like this corny epilogue at all and I loved it so much. Easy 5 stars. This is what I want. This is what I want. Sometimes I feel like I'm being a little bit too harsh on books, but like no question in my mind that this is 5 stars. What an amazing start to this vlog. Happy fucking AAPI month. Asians, I love this and I need my own copy. I am gonna go buy my own copy of this. I need to actually return this to the library. I finished this in 2 days. Like I really enjoyed my time with it. There was something just really easy about it. I loved like the family dynamics that Cass had. If I don't find a copy, maybe it's just meant to be. I would still like to have one in my collection, but I don't think I'm gonna like search around for it today. I am going to a movie today and I am taking with me Double Happiness. I did consider reading other books, especially like the library books that I have, though I will be reading this one in a dedicated nonfiction like memoir blog idea that I just came up with. But this one is new on my TBR and on my own shelf because Dutton just sent it to me, but I want to read it before it actually comes out. This is Double Happiness by Heather Ng. I don't super love the premise of this. May runs into Alexandre at a family function and she's like really drawn to him and she realizes that he is her brother-in-law who is back in New York, moved back, rebuilding his life, and May is already engaged to someone, a Queens native who kept her grounded through her 80-hour like busy work weeks. He becomes more appealing, Alexandre, and it apparently leaves her to think what she really wants in work, life, and love. And I really hope that this isn't like an actual romance and that this is more of a contemporary and that she's reevaluating what she values in her life instead, because I don't want a book about cheating. I went up to the top floor to look in the romance section. Couldn't find her. I went back downstairs where they usually have like the new releases, and I was gonna leave until someone randomly, an employee, was like, hey girl, do you need help? And I was like, yeah, I'm looking for this book. They went to the help desk to look it up, helped other people in the meantime, and they said, hey, I think there should be a couple copies upstairs. Let me just call up there to see if they have it. And I was like, okay, because I went up there and didn't ask anybody because I don't like asking for help. I was waiting around, and then I saw this on the shelf. I missed it because it was like a little bit higher than my eye level. I'm short. The person who helped me was like, oh, I completely thought you were looking for a different book, even though I literally said One and Only by Maureen Gu. And I went on my merry way, and I just had this in the crook of my hand. It's, how rare is it for like a romance to be in hardcover? First of all, I paid cash, so it was free. I just don't like that it says this sticker on it and I can't take it off. It's like on the cover, but I love it. I low-key like would read this again at the end of the year if it becomes like my top favorite. Let's put my little stamp of approval on it. I actually have two things. One that my friend got for me for my birthday like 2-3 years ago, and then one that Coda got me more recently because his ass forgot that he helped her with this one because she was trying to figure out if she wanted it to be like my full name or not. He got me one that has my full name on it with gold stickers. So books that I enjoy, I think I will give it this stamp. And my absolute like all-time 5-star reads, yeah, it says my full name, like full, middle, and last. If I can remember how to assemble it. Wait, okay, how do I do this? I always forget. Wait, literally? Oh, here. Okay, yeah. Okay, girl, she got it. Whoa-oh. See, this doesn't come with like an instruction manual, so it's proving to be a bit difficile. Is this even right? Like, why is this clip so long? Okay, why is she doing that? There was a place to lock it in that I like was not noticing. I know they have these for like, I don't actually need the sticker, but I think it just feels more official that way. Hey, yeah. Alright. Does she go like here? The title page. Ooh, but that's so pretty. Let's do here. Oh, yeah. I don't actually remember where I usually put it. Like, I feel like it could be here, but I think the title page makes the most sense. I usually would put it at the edge, but you know, there's a little design. It's fine. 5 stars. Mwah. So I've been reading Double Happiness by Heather Eng. I think it's coming out, oh, this coming Tuesday, for me, at least. So far, this book, I don't know if it's marketed as a romance, but to me, I'm really hoping that it's a contemporary because it's giving cheating vibes. Jay is engaged to Joey, who is a fellow Queens native, and she is like pulling really long hours at work. So he's been really, like her rock, really supportive of her. Her wedding is quickly approaching, and she feels that this connection between her and Alexandra, and it's making her a little bit confused and uncomfortable. It makes her like really question what she wants with her life. Joey, I feel like from the bat, isn't really given a good image in this. He is a real dork, which is not a bad thing, but he's not as ambitious as her. I feel like he is stuck wearing like these really dad joke type of shirts, really corny stuff, which is okay, but in the book, he's not, it's written like in a really bad way. Then comes Alexandre, who is really well educated. He was a researcher wanting to further his career. He speaks intelligently. Joey is saying like these really off-putting racist comments, like really uncomfortable stuff. Like she was at her bachelorette, a joint bachelorette, and she feels uncomfortable the entire time by her fiance's behavior. It's also weird that they're in their 40s, which is okay. This is their first like really serious relationship, I guess. But to me, that's really strange because you have already been engaged to this man and hadn't yet celebrated your first anniversary. I just feel like it's really rushed, which maybe is okay because they're older, but she's asking herself all these questions that she never really considered, and I feel like this could all have been avoided. I'm at this point where obviously Alex is like the one that's really enticing, and she doesn't necessarily cheat cheat, but it's like borderline emotional cheating to me. I have to go into work today, so I'll have a commute, meaning I maybe can finish this book today because I didn't get to read as much as I would have liked to yesterday. Right now, May is on a trip to Hawaii. She is working a lot harder because her boss, like her new direct supervisor, kind of sucks and really tricked her. And because she's been really giving it her all in this company, she has shares in this company, it's a startup, she really wants to stay there until at least it goes public, but she's having to work even harder than she's had to before, which was already a lot. Oh my gosh, it's getting so hot in this city. On this trip into Hawaii with her family, and Alexandra's there, and they're really bonding because he knows how much of a workaholic he was before he moved back to New York, and how much of a toll it took on not just himself but his family. May really had to miss out on Thanksgiving because of this company, and there were a lot of non-American employees that were working as if it was any other day, and she just really couldn't log off of work, and there was always something for her to do. So Alex is really the best person for her to talk to about this and how much she's grappling with. She has like zero work-life balance, and I like that she found a therapist, and being in Hawaii is really showing her what life could be like. Not if she's like unemployed, but like what it means to actually live your life. And I think that's really important, to be able to say that you do stuff and have activities that you like enjoy outside of work. And she's talking to Alexandra about all these things that she stopped doing because she started working at this company, which is really sad. It is really uncomfortable because the attraction to each other is there still, and this book is in dual POV, which makes it feel like a romance also, but she is really healing, and I hope that coming back from this trip, like, she can really make a change in her life. Similar to yesterday, it feels like summer. I left the gym today like super red, and it was even hotter than when I left the house. But I did start a little bit of Bad Asians last night. I hoped to read more of it, but only read about 30 pages. I was a little bit sleepy reading it. Not super into the book so far. I didn't realize, although the synopsis kind of hints at it because YouTube is like an up-and-coming platform. This is taking place 2008. 2009. There was a little prologue, and then part 1 begins. So the prologue begins in July of 2009. It is supposed to be a semester before Diana goes to law school. The neighborhood kids are all coming together to talk about, to like, I don't know, hang out. They're all friends, except that Diana... This is now going to be day 3 of me reading this book, and I have no desire to continue. I can't even tell you what's going on in the book. I can't tell you the difference between the characters. I'm like almost 100 pages in, which is typically when I reevaluate whether or not I want to continue reading a book. I don't want to. So I'm gonna DNF this book right at page 90 when the first director's commentaries. From what I can tell, they all feel like a session talking to Grace, who is making this documentary, is very therapeutic. And there's this one girl, Vivian, who doesn't want to be answering any questions that she doesn't have to, and decides to kind of just cheerfully go through the questions. Their session is really short, so I don't know what kind of rivalry there is, because I think her boyfriend is like low-key a good for nothing and is unsure that he wants to still be with Vivian, and told Grace this first in the interview. It's feeling messy, but I actually have no idea what differentiates them besides their jobs, which I think is like the opposite of how we should be categorizing them. Sadly, I am going to be ending this vlog with a DNF. I don't feel too bad about it. Like, typically I would read another book, but besides the fact that I need to upload this video, I already had a 5-star read, so I feel pretty good about that, and I got to read my early edition early and like review it. I still feel like I had a good time. Let me know your thoughts on these books if you've read them, especially because this one is also a new oh, these are all new releases. These are all 2026 releases. Okay, go Asians. Okay, I haven't had a DNF in a couple months, so I don't think this is a debut either. This one just like isn't really working for me. See you all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.